If I need to become a millionaire in sales in 2026 starting from zero, here's exactly what I do. 99% of sales reps will never get rich, not because they lack potential, but because they are following the wrong blueprint. See, most people are playing the game like employees, not like wealth builders. They chase commission checks instead of building skill, leverage, and positioning. I know this because I use this exact principles to go from broke sales rep to building a $150 million company, not overnight, not through luck, through systems, standards, and psychology. Also, over the last couple years, I've interviewed and learned directly from some of the best sales and business minds alive. Jordan Belfort, Jeremy Lee Minor, Jordan Stupar, Joe Foster, Patrick Bet-David, John C. Maxwell, and many others. What they had all in common was not the style, not the personality, not the background. It was how they thought, how they trained, and how they structured their life around performance. When you combine what they thought with what I tested in the field, you get one thing: repeatable blueprint that works across all industries, markets, and economies. And it all starts with building the mindset of a millionaire. Let's get started. So section 1, build the millionaire sales mindset concept. Most salespeople, they fail not because of lack of skill, but because they think like a laborer. They see themselves as trying to close deals instead of a building income producing asset called themselves. See, stop thinking like a salesperson and start thinking like a business owner who sells. A business owner who thinks in a pipeline, systems, conversion rates, lifetime value, positioning, and leverage, not just today's commission. See, millionaires don't chase sales, they create value and get paid for solving high-stake problems. The bigger the problem you solve, the more you get paid. That means moving towards complex products, longer sales cycles, higher decision makers, and higher impact outcomes. You have to reframe rejection. Every no is a data, not a defeat. A lot of times what salespeople do is that every time they get a no, they get into their feelings. There's a rule of 4 Ds. They dwell on dead deals, and you cannot let that happen. You have to make sure that you use every no as your data, so that way you can understand how many no's will it take you to get a yes. Each objection also teaches you something about messaging, timing, trust, or positioning. See, emotionless analysis accelerates mastery. You have to detach from short-term emotion and attach to long-term execution. Can't allow one bad day rewrite your entire identity. You have to become process-driven, not mood-driven. So remember this: you don't become a millionaire by choosing more deals. You become one by changing who you are when you pick up the phone. Number 2, you have to master inputs, not outcomes. You never control who buys. You control how many people you speak to, how well you speak to them, and how consistently you show up. Most salespeople, what they obsess over is numbers, not habits. They stare at the revenue while ignoring activity quality, follow-up, discipline, and skill repetition. What they focus on is input: calls made, follow-up sent, pitches refined, or role plays done. See, the way you build pipeline is the same way athletes build body: volume, form, recovery, and repetition. You have to learn to track everything from conversation, objections, and conversions. See, top performers treat sales like a laboratory. They measure, they test, and they refine. There's a rule of 100, which is 100 quality reach outs in 100 days equals your first breakthrough. Consistency compounds faster than talent. Momentum is built, not waited for. Now, one of the things I want to do is I want to be able to discuss and attack common delusions. See, when you're starting in a sales game, first thing you're doing is that you're just told that you're going to go ahead and pick up the phone, and your job is to be able to make as many phone calls as possible. And that is true to only certain level, because if you're just picking up the phone and you're dialing, but you're just doing it on autopilot, you're not really learning anything and you're not really developing a skill. You're just putting a lot of volume. And what most salespeople make a mistake with is that they think as long as I dial and as long as I go through the leads, somebody will buy. It's true, but it's not something that you can continue to repeat because you will burn out and exhaust yourself. So my advice for the people that are starting in a sales game, and if I were to start with absolutely nothing today, it would be to approach this as a professional athlete. So what I would like to do is I would like to have a routine in place. I would like to have a structure in place. I would like to have a process in place on how to make make sure I learn to dominate the game of sales, just like an athlete would dominate in their specific sport. So when you start your career in sales, the first question is, okay, who is the top producer? Who is the best person doing it right now in your industry, in your company? You have to go out there and you have to study that person. You have to take a look and see how many calls are they making? What's their talk time look like? How many appointments do they set on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis? What is their presentation rate look like? Once you identify the metrics of a top producer, now it becomes very easy to be able to duplicate that within yourself. So if a top producer who has obviously much higher skill level than you do, because you're starting from ground zero, you would need to understand that they may be doing 100 calls. Their input is much lower than yours to be able to get the results that they have. So you would need to double your input in the beginning. So what you lack in skill, you will make up in numbers. So if you're doing 200 calls and you have 10% of a DM reach, which is being able to reach a decision maker at 10% of the time, that means you're gonna be able to talk to 20 qualified decision makers. Out of the 20 qualified decision makers, you need to be able to be at least at 20% appointment set. So if you do 20% appointment set, that's 4 appointments. 4 appointments is gonna get you 2 presentations. 2 presentations is gonna get you 1 sale. So now you just created a metric system for yourself that if you follow 200 calls and you're consistently doing this, you will get 1 sale a day. And if you get 1 sale a day, at the end of your month, you're gonna have 20 sales. 20 sales times $1,000 per sale, it's $20,000 in revenue that you just made. Now that looks very simple from the higher surface point of view. But what you want to do is now you wanna be able to say, okay, do I have the skill? Do I understand all the objections? Do I understand my product? Am I studying my product? Am I listening to my call recordings? Am I listening to call recordings of the top producers? Because just like an athlete who would watch a top performer, win the game, win the championship, or win the fight, you also want to be able to listen to how the top performers approach their sales call. How do they handle objection? When a client asks a specific product question, how do they answer that product question without scaring their client? All of those things are put together in the process. Now, if you are scared of following the process, then that means you're never going to be able to track your progress. And if you're not tracking your progress, then you're not going to be able to measure your success. So the first thing we got to do is we got to stop operating as just a sales rep or sales agent that are going to come in and pick up the phone. We have to learn to create a routine. We got to be able to have a structure and a process in place. Okay, so once you have identified your structure and you have set a certain routine in place for yourself, you got to stop having a commission breath. And the commission breath is going to push everybody away. All the clients can feel that all you care about is closing the deal. So my advice to you is that don't focus on the outcome, don't focus on result, but focus on actually the process. How many conversations are you having? How long are those conversations for? When the customer is talking to you, are you understanding their personality? Are they an analytical client? Are there somebody who's a people's person and they want to be bubbly and they want to have conversation about their personal life? Are there somebody who is a shark and just wants to get to the point and get the result? You gotta know your clients and you gotta understand their personalities. Most people, all they want to do is they want to pitch the product, they want to pitch the price, but what they don't want to do is they want to build a relationship with the client. Most of my clients that have paid me 6 figures, they have been my clients that I have built a relationship with. It was never about just let me call you, let me pitch a product, let me pitch a price. Are you ready to buy or no? Okay, next. If you are in the game of some will, some would, so what next, you're not really ever going to build a process that's duplicatable. You're always going to chase the next deal. So my advice to you is that some will, some would, so what next is a good principle to carry when you're dealing with a lot of rejection, but it's not a good principle to operate your sales business with, because you're always going to miss opportunities because one client, one great client, a client with influence, client with resources, client that's really is someone that has a legitimate business can refer you 10 more clients. So by you not building a relationship with that client, by you just focusing on get commission, you're missing a bigger picture. And that bigger picture is that one client can introduce you to 10 more clients, which allow you to stop cold calling and will allow you to call as a professional consultant that has already helped someone they know. Now, a lot of times people in the sales game, they want to operate as individuals, and that is good to a certain level. you are able to only close certain amount of deals no matter how good you are. You could be the best closer, the best salesperson, but at the end of the day, you're only able to close certain amount of deals. Let's just say, average sales call takes you 30 minutes to close, and you're working, we're just gonna make this up, you're working 24 hours a day, which is impossible, but I wanna give you a perspective that's just going to make sense to you, right? And you know that you can close at that point 48 deals a day if it takes you 30 minutes to close and you don't take any breaks and you close every single lead that comes in. That will give you 48 sales. That's your maximum. Times that by $1,000 a deal, that's $48,000 a day. That is your maximum that you can make. That's a cap. Now you just restrain yourself. But if you learn to evolution from a salesperson to a sales leader, now you can have 48 people, each closing one deal, and you're going ahead and producing $48,000 in revenue. That's why becoming a sales leader is a leverage game. Being able to utilize other people's effort and energy, you are able to go ahead and reach more clientele and build a stronger sales force. So therefore, you can't just play this game of sales as an individual. You have to learn to build teams. You have to learn to become a leader. And when you become a leader, the first thing people are going to ask you is that, can you duplicate your skill? Can you duplicate your ability to close those deals? Because you know how to close the deals, but to train and teach someone else to do it is a completely different game. So what it requires you to constantly document all the processes. It's constantly to be able to save all of your best calls, save all of your best recordings. So that way, when you get a new guy on your team, when you get somebody to come in and work with you, you can say, you know what? Here's my script. Here's how I handle objections. Here's how I calculate customers' billing. Here's how I process these orders. And you have all of these things documented to the point to where your person can come in, and as long as they follow step by step, they'll be able to go from someone who doesn't know anything to somebody who can master the same game that you once mastered. So if there's one point that I want you to take away from this video, is that you have to remove yourself from this fantasy thinking that, I'm just gonna come in, I'm gonna shoot in the dark, I'm not gonna follow any processes, I'm not gonna be part of any systems, and somehow, some way, you're gonna become a millionaire in sales, right? What helped me become a multi-millionaire in sales was my ability to study the game, not just play it. If you study the game, if you apply all these resources, all these different maneuvers that have helped you become better, then you're going to understand what it takes to actually create success. And once you understand what it takes to create success, then you can actually repeat it forward on and on again. That's why it's important for you not just to play the game, but study the game and enjoy the game, because most people, they're just looking to get a commission out of the game, but they're not looking to become a master of the game. So for those of you that are listening, one of the biggest takes away is that as you're starting your sales career and you want to become very successful in it, is to understand that it's not an overnight thing. There's a lot of social media fluff out there where people are saying, look at me, I just cleared $100,000 in revenue, but that could be there 1 month. That could be there once in 2 years, but that's not consistent. What you want to do is you don't want to have, once in a while big commission checks. You want to create an engineering system that allows you to continuously produce the same outcome despite the conditions of the market. And how do you do that? Is by creating a system and routine and structure that you follow no matter what, and it will create the result. If this video helped you in any way, then don't stop here, because becoming a millionaire in sales doesn't happen from one video. It happens from stacking the right knowledge, the right habits, and the right decisions consistently. And that's exactly what I'm dropping here every single week. So if you're serious about leveling up your sales, business, and mental game, then hit that subscribe button right now and watch the next video. Your millionaire self will thank you.